What's up, everybody? We're back for another must-have comic book list. We are looking at the books for November 13th, 2019, and we are feeling good this morning, sitting in the comic book room, just relaxing, trying to get through this little list right here, and I'm just feeling great about comic books in general, and I think I had stated before, I might be pulling back on my weekly pull list and starting to concentrate on older books. I've had a string of good luck. I don't want to say good luck. I don't really believe in luck, but good fortune of getting some really, really nice books. Working on some different John Byrne runs. I think I'm one comic book away from having the entire John Byrne Fantastic Four run. A few of those books are definitely 9/8 candidates because I have doubles of them. Now I'm looking at some John Byrne X-Men stuff, and I've been on and off of that because those books are a little high in the price range. But slowly but surely, we're gonna tackle that giant obstacle. But just want to get through these books real quick. Definitely, it was a really good week for comics in general, and I think Once in Future #1 had its 7th print that came out. Really nice purple, black, and white looking cover, and pretty much my pick of the week definitely is Niobe, She is Death, and that is by Stranger Comics. You definitely need to get that book. It is fire. Two great covers, great writing, just a great mythos, and really excellent artwork. Niobe, She is Death definitely is the pick of this week. So as always, we're going to start off with DC Comics, and I'm going to give a shout out to my daughter, John A., who y'all saw in one of the videos. Helped me out a little bit with this run of books, writing all of this stuff down, because I was a little bit all over the place. And beginning with DC Comics, we have Batman and the Outsiders #7 by Brian Hill and Dexter Soy. Cover A is by John Boy Myers, and cover B is by Chris Burnham. Batman's Grave #2 by Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. Of course, Brian Hitch is doing cover A, and Ji Hung Lee is doing cover B. I guess Ji Hung Lee will be doing the cover Bs for this little mini series. Catwoman #17 by Joelle Jones, both writing and drawing. I guess she's back on the interior artworks on this. Cover A is by David Finch, and cover B is by Alberto Veranda. We have a DC Superhero Girls 100-page giant. I think that's another book I have to pick up for the kids. It's good to be a comic book collector. Detective Comics 1015 by Peter Tomasi and Doug Mackey. Paulo Palantino is doing cover A, and Kenneth Rocafort is doing cover B. Got another Dollar Comics this week, Blackest Night #1 by Jeff Johns and Ivan Riaz. Great reprint to have from great creators and a great story. Event Leviathan #6 by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Malieve. Malieve is doing cover A, and Brian Hitch is doing cover B. I don't know if this is the finale for this miniseries. Seems to have fallen flat for a lot of people. Big book from DC this week, Far Sector #1 by N.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell. Jamal Campbell is doing cover A, and cover B is by Jasmine McCleve. Sorry if I butchered that, sir. Flash 82 by Joshua Williamson and Gilliam March, and that is a acetate cover. Hooray for that. Cover A is by Gilliam March, and cover B is by Kamone Shirahama. Hawkman #18 by Robert Venditti. I do not have the artist on that, and I am only showing cover A for that. Favorite book of mine now from DC, Ruby #2 by Marguerite Bennett and Sarah Stone. Sarah Stone is doing cover A, and we have the first of the quadruple heroes here. Cover B by Stanley Artgerm Lau of Ruby Rose. Fantastic cover. I've been pushing this for like 3 months. Superman number 17 by Brian Michael Bendis and Ivan Reyes. This is a little weird, but cover A is by Ivan Reyes and cover B is by Adam Hughes. And there is an alternate cover that popped up on Midtown Comics as a cover A, and that is also by Ivan Reyes. I don't know. They be switching these covers around so much. I know the Lois Lane cover is the acetate cover, so I might have an acetate cover, a cardstock cover, and a cover B. Who knows? Tales of the Dark Multiverse, Blackest Night number 1 by Tim Seeley and Lee Weeks. These Tales of the Dark Multiverse have been doing pretty good. I would definitely pick that up. Wonder Woman 82, the last of the DC books by Steve Orlando and Jesus Morano. Raphael Albuquerque is doing cover A, and Jenny Frison is doing a not so good impression of the 60s Wonder Woman there. Okay, moving on to Image Comics. We have Gideon Falls number 18 by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. Sorrentino is doing cover A, and Raul Allen is doing cover B. Oblivion Song 21 by Robert Kirkman and Loreno De La Fece. Book still going on, doing pretty good. We shall see what comes of that. Reavers number 5 by Justin Jordan and Rebecca Isaacs. I stopped collecting this book, but it's still good, and that cover is dope. For our indie books, we're moving on to a fan favorite of mine, of course, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Hellmouth number 2 by Jordi Belair and Eloni Carlini. Cover A is by Jenny Frison, very nice, and cover B is by Goni Montes, and I believe that's a connecting cover. The big indie book for this week coming up is Folklords number 1 by Matt Kind and Matt Smith. Matt Smith is doing cover A, my favorite cover. It's cover B by Dan Mora, and cover C, which is really kind of nice also, is by Duncan Figueredo. Very good. Ronin Island number 8 by Greg Pax and Giannis. Giannis is doing cover A, and Ethan Young is doing cover B. Another book that I let fall by the wayside. Too much money. And that is it for our independent books. Going over to Marvel, we have Black Cat Annual number 1 by Jed McKay and Joey Vasquez. Cover A is by J. Scott Campbell. Cover B is by Todd Nauck. And cover C is by Geraldo Sandoval. Black Panther and the Ages of Wakanda number 3 by Jim Zub and Lan Medina. Cover A is by George Molina. Cover B is by Humberto Ramos. And cover C is by Rock Lee Kim. Excuse me. The Dawn of X continues with Fallen Angels number 1 by Brian Edward Hill and Simone Krugansky. Cover A is by Ashley Witter. Cover B is a design variant. Cover C is by Ji Gon Yoon. Very nice. They are loving Young Weapon X girl. This is crazy. Cover D is by Shannon Mayer. And cover E is a Young Guns variant by Pepe Larraz. Old girl is just getting all the love on these covers. Guardians of the Galaxy 11 by Donnie Cates and Corey Smith. Cover A is by Jeff Shaw, and cover B is by Dave Johnson. And next month there will be one more issue 12 of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then it will be rebooted within the new year. So make sure you get that issue 12. History of the Marvel Universe, number 5 by Mark Waid and Javi Rodriguez. Yeah, I guess that's it. Cover A is by Steve McNiven, and cover B is by Javier Rodriguez. Invaders number 11 by Chip Zdarsky and Carlos Magno. And the cover A that I have is by Butch Geis. Morbius number 1 by Vita Ayala and Marcelo Ferreira. Cover A is by Ryan Brown, and cover B is by Kyle Hotz. This has, I think, 3 more covers, but I didn't care for them, and one of them was exceedingly expensive, so I didn't post it. Savage Sword of Conan. I didn't put the number down. Y'all forgive me. But this is by Roy Thomas and Alan Davis. And my man, Marco Cicchetto, is doing cover A. And Juan Figueria is doing cover B. Star Wars 74 by Greg Pak and Phil Noto. Phil Noto is doing cover A. And Pauline Voss is doing cover B. The Wookiee versus Vader. Who would have ever thought? Got a nice facsimile cover. Probably get 2 or 3 of these, since this is well above price range right now. Tomb of Dracula, number 10, facsimile edition by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan. And this is the first appearance of Blade the Vampire Hunter. And our last book from Marvel, we have X-Men number 2 by Jonathan Hickman and Leno Francis Yu. Francis Yu is doing cover A. We got a 2099 variant by Ron Lim. Marcos Martin is doing cover C. And I believe we have a comic book store exclusive of Jean Grey and Wolverine by Jay Anacleto. And that is it, my people, for the books of this week. For the covers of the week, we're going to go with X-Men number 2, the Ron Lim 2099 cover, which I'm a great fan of. Folklords number 1, the Dan Mora cover, and Far Sector number 2 by Jamal Campbell. Can't push that book anymore than I've been pushing it. Ruby number 2, the Art Germ cover, and for the most magnificent cover of the week, Fallen Angels number 1, the Shannon Mayer cover. The books of the week go to Folklords number 1, new book by Boom Studios, and it's number 1. Fallen Angels number 1. Wow, this is the book of the week number 1s, huh? And of course, the book of the week for me is Far Sector from DC Comics. Make sure that you get in contact with your LCS. And remember, LCS Day is coming in about 3 weeks, I believe. And make sure you get over there and support your LCS, and there'll be all type of goodies and sales going on. Until then, I'll catch you at the same bat time and at the same bat channel. Peace.